The students of RH King come to learn in a very diverse space. This is a community where they could form meaningful relationships, maybe escape relationships at home. Relationships are really all around us.
If I could describe relationships in one word, I would use the word complicated.
Experiences.
It would be empathy.
I would use valuable.
If I had to describe relationships in one word, I would say confusing, because you never really know what people actually want from you, and sometimes the people that are always supposed to be there for you aren't.
Relationships are very complicated. No matter if they're romantic or platonic, there's always going to be a complication, and it takes two to work in a relationship.
Because I can show my true self without risking fear of judgment or anything like that, and I can experience valuable things like success, failure even, happiness, sadness.
I think this because empathy is the structure and the building blocks for a healthy relationship, and from there you can build up and see where the friendship or relationship can take you.
The relationships you make are important and who they're with, but I think what's even more important is the experiences you have and what you learn from them.
Friendship as a relationship that is a part of my everyday life.
My friends, I can talk to my friends for hours and hours without ever getting bored of them, and I care for them more than almost anyone else in the world.
A past relationship that plays into my everyday life would be the relationship I had with a group of friends in the 6th grade. It wasn't the most healthy relationship, and everyone wanted to be the coolest and the best people.
When I was younger, I moved schools, so I had a lot of friends from my old school, obviously, and then I left, and I kind of lost the connection with a lot of my friends.
The most important relationship in your life is yourself, and as cliche as it sounds, you're your own best friend. For me, self-love isn't just necessarily like liking the way that you look, but I think it's also doing things for yourself and choosing yourself first before anyone else. And in order to do that, you need to know what's right for yourself. Like maybe one day if you want to nap instead of doing homework, if that's what you feel like you need to do, then do it. And not really caring about what other people think, as hard as it could be, especially as a teenager.
A past relationship that plays into my everyday life isn't a personal relationship of mine, but probably the relationship between my mom and my grandma, because of the way she was brought up, the way that my mom was brought up. Like, for example, my mom and her grandma and my grandma, they don't have the best relationship because my mom has an older brother, and he was like the favorite child. So she was kind of left in the dust in a way by her parents, and she's trying to break that cycle now of like just not having supportive parents, and she did for the most part, but there's still like an aspect of that is still like relevant.
Seeing those friends help me grow as an individual. It probably helped me with learning how to cope with change, because basically my whole life changed. Like I had to grow new friendships from scratch. Like no one knew anything about me. I was that new girl that moved to the new neighborhood. So it helped me deal with change and learn how to grow with the change instead of rejecting it.
Despite the importance of relationships to me, there's been a lot of relationships in the past where I've ruined due to immaturity or lack of respect. And I feel like from each one of those, I've learned something, and I've improved a part of myself.
I was able to learn from that relationship, and it really helped me see from another perspective. I didn't really know where I was going with this relationship, even though I knew it was bad for me. I had to get another perspective from another person to really understand what they were doing to me. And it didn't really hit me until someone else told me. So I try now to look at things from different perspectives so that I'll know if it's a really good thing for me or if it's a bad thing.
If you're putting in all the effort and you're getting nothing back, it's not worth it, and it's not going to end well no matter how much you want it to.
Understand that you can't always prioritize them, and letting people know that you just like being alone sometimes or stuff like that, because I feel like people who say that they are already comfortable with themselves are not, because there's always much more that you can do to be happy within yourself. And the most important thing is being good for yourself so you can be to your true potential, because like you might not notice it, but when you start loving yourself, other aspects of your life start coming together. Like you'll realize you'll do better in school, or you're better interacting with people, and it's just stuff that come with self-love.